Dear friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to continue our journey of pentesting. The machine I'm going to do together with you would be Blackrose 1 on the Vulnhub. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine. This machine is indeed a bit hard, or maybe I can say very hard, especially the last step of this penetration. However, I think there's some very important techniques involved, which deserves our own practice. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's just get started. And as you can see here, the difference for this machine is the IP address should be statically assigned, in comparison to other normal machines on the Vulnhub. If you have a difficulty to set up this lab, please let me know in the comment below. Okay, so now we can switch over to the Linux VM. First of all, we need to confirm the target machine is online. We can use a ping followed by the IP address of the target. It's online. So next we can do the port and surface scanning with a map to save time. I've already done that earlier, so for now we just get out its result. So as you can see over here, I use the options like scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, followed by the -p- to do the full range port scan. The last option for all is ON to output the result into this file. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has two open port numbers. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service, and also the version information. Although this version is not a very updated one, however, I don't think we can find any vulnerability except the username enumeration vulnerability, which is not what we are interested in at this moment. The last one, the three open port numbers. I neglect this one, the MySQL service. So the second one is 80, which is running HTTP service, and also the version information, Apache 2. And I think the home page should be the login page. Afterwards, we can check it manually. The last one is 3306, which is running MySQL service. So what are we going to do next? Of course, we need to start enumeration. However, where do we start from? As I mentioned in the other videos, if MySQL service is running on the target, we should try to test whether MySQL service has weak credential vulnerability. So let's do it now. MySQL, press enter, and the password is root. But I don't think it will work. Okay, so now it's time to enumerate the HTTP service both manually and automatically. Let's launch our Firefox browser and put the IP address of the target into the address bar. As you can see, we got the page back, and this is the user login page. As usual, we need to check its source code, but I don't think we can find anything important. And also here at the background, there is picture we need to download to the Linux. We can save and save. Okay. And next, we need to check whether this site has robots file or not. File not found. Next, we can use Ligato to do the automatic enumeration. I always use Ligato to make automatic immersion with the web application. Of course, in this case, nothing important we can get from the Ligato. So next we can, of course, as you can see, the has already identified or discovered the login page, although just now we have already got this page, right? So next we can launch our directory immersion with GoBuster. And so as you can see, of course, I think most of the links, sorry, maybe not links, files or directories will be, will be redirect or, or 403, okay? So also 404.php file. So of course, we need to take a look at these pages one by one. For example, this one, the register. It means that we can register and we can click, and we can, for example, we can use the username and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sign up. Successful, and then we can log in, right? So the JSON 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Log in. Okay, great. We can run command, right? So I think, who am I? Yeah, the username is JSON status user. So from here, this information implies there should be a admin or the administrator, okay, for this application. So signature. So what's the signature and command? We can run command like who am I and run. However, give us the error, you're not admin. So although we have already registered the user and log in as this user, but we cannot do very much. And also we need to check the cookie. Sometimes we can make a lateral movement by manipulating the cookie. However, this case, I think it's strong enough. We cannot do anything for this cookie. So now I think we can log out and go back to the terminal and database register images. So we can look at the images. Sorry, file not found. Okay, and the bootstrap, not important. So I'd like to, quit from the GoBuster. I think now it's time to, to authenticate to the web application before we proceed or before we do anything with this web application. And also we need to get the administrator access. As you can see just now, the normal user cannot do very much. Okay, so we can. So in terms of the user login bypass or authentication bypass, there will be some ways or techniques. The first one, we can try to use the weak credentials. And the next, if not, then we can try to see whether there is SQL injection vulnerability. Next, we can try to use, for example, we can use Hydra to crack the password for this administrator, for example, admin, okay? And so now let me show you in action. For example, we can check the, sorry, I forgot another technique, the login bypass techniques, okay? And this should be number 3 and number 4. And we can try to use credential admin as username, admin as password. Login, password, and confirm password cannot be less than 6 characters. So I think there's some sort of validation. Oh, sorry, admin. So I think this web application or this login panel doesn't have a weak credential vulnerability. Next, we can try to use the login bypass technique. Okay, and login. So invalid username. It means that some special characters will be, filtered out. Okay, which is fine. And next, we can try to, to test whether this page has SQL injection vulnerability. To do that, we can enable the proxy, and then we can launch our Boba Suite to intercept the request triggered from the client. And then we can use SQL map to test. Okay? Make sure the intercept option is on. And now we can, for example, we can put anything at the mean and the password, anything, okay? And we can log in. As you can see, our Boba Suite has intercepted this request. Then we can copy this request to file, and we can limit it to like rec text save. I think you can notice here the submitted payload includes the CSRF string. So this one will prevent us from many malicious action, okay, or payload or action. For example, I think the cracking will not work, okay? So anyway, we can intercept option is off, and then we can use SQL map. Let's press enter, and yes. As you can see, the SQL map failed to discover the SQL injection vulnerability. All right, maybe I'd like to zoom in the terminal, make it bigger and bigger, so you can see what's going on exactly. So just now, I think we have already tried these three techniques. Also, I mentioned Hydra cannot work for this case. So how to do? And in this video, I'd like to introduce another very important technique when the web application is running over PHP. If you have already followed my channel, this technique has been tried with other machine in other videos. Okay, so what is this one? This technique utilizes the vulnerability of the one function of PHP, string compare. Okay, and let me show you in practice, and we can make sure the intercept is on. Okay, and we can put anything, we can log in, and here we need to change the type of this valuable password from the string to array. Of course, the array, and then cannot certain for it's 100% cannot match. Okay, so this will give the the result of the preservative result. Okay, and of course, I think this technique you should bear in mind, because especially for the CTF like machines, you will encounter several machines where we can utilize this technique. Okay, so now we can forward, don't save. As you can see, now we are logged in as user. Who am I? The admin. And then we can run command like ID forward. However, this is invalid signature. I think you know signature means, right? So can we run the who am I? Who am I? Run. Timeout. So I think this is the, another difficulty with this machine. This session will be time out very shortly, okay? So we need to do it very quickly. We can log out again and admin and password or anything, and make sure intercept is on, log in, and we can do it again, forward, and we can, now we try to run who am I, run, forward. As you can see, this time this command can be executed successfully. So I think this is the, where the author or developer put the signature here. Signature means, right? Signature will verify whether the data has been tampered or not, okay, or manipulated or not. So I think the only acceptable command for this function or for this web application is who am I. For us, of course, this is not enough at all. We need to, manipulate this function. So how to do? And we need to know the signature, what's behind this signature. We can copy. And this is, I think this should be some sort of hash. And we can echo. And we can use John the Ripper to crack it, because I've already done that earlier. So for now, the John the Ripper will not make another crack again to save the resource. Okay, so we can use John show and hashes. As you can see, I think this hash value is exactly this string, who am I, or command. Now that we have already know what's going on behind the scenes, right? So next we need to, manipulate this process. So how to do? For example, we can run reversal command, and we can, as you can see, this is the decrypt function. A decrypt encryption, forward, and we can, for example, we can get the reversal command from the Pentesting monkey website, and then use the same encryption to generate the hash for this command or for this string. Okay, let me show you. To be honest, to sort it out this issue, I took a bit long time, several hours, to be honest. So if you watch this video, you'll be lucky. You will not, take the same time as mine. Okay. So now we can go to the Pentest monkey website, and I can take this reversal command, and next we can paste in here, and we need to do some modifications. The IP address of the Kali Linux, and as always, the port number should be 555. And the next, if you use the Google, for example, you use Google, the decrypt online, and the so many websites which you can, which you can generate or encrypt the value. For example, we can put here and then encrypt. As you can see, we got the result. Okay, so of course this will not work at all. You can notice here the prefix. This prefix is $2A, and if we go back to the terminal, yeah, this one is 2Y. Actually, I open up this one. This is a different version of the decrypt, not the same, totally different. So this is the issue of cost, caused the problem. And I tried so many websites, and I got the same errors. And finally, I got this website. Yeah, this one, password hash generator. And if we can paste in here, and now, as you can see, we can submit. This time, could you notice this one, the prefix? This is the same as the original one, okay? So now we can copy, and we can, of course, this one, we need to do some URL encode, okay? So we can paste in here, and we can copy and paste in here. Okay, so now we have already got the original command and the encrypted hash value. This should be because the web application is running some, some validation. So this is the purpose of signature, right? So now we can set up the listener on the Kali Linux. And we need to do it very quickly, otherwise the session will be timed out in very short time. Okay, so we can copy this command, and we need to log out, and we can put anything admin, anything, login. And we need, first of all, we need to bypass this authentication, and forward, and now we can paste the command and can run. And next we can copy this value. Oh, sorry, and need to replace this part, forward. As you can see, we successfully got the collection from the shell. If you want to do this machine, this step should be done as quickly as possible. Okay, otherwise you need to repeat this process over and over again. And we need to spawn the interactive shell. Python 2 is there, and then we can import pty module, pty spawn. Okay, it's better. Next, we need to do some local immersion. The two normal users, Dells. Can we access SSH? No. How about your lim? Permission denied. How about the kernel? A bit old, and we can run sudo. Great. It means that we do not need to provide the password of this user, Delx. So I think now we can sudo with option of U, specify the user name, and we can copy this one. Very weird command. I don't know what it's about. We can just press enter. However, we got some message or usage. We need to pass or specify the exact executable file. So I think you know what to do. We just copy this command and followed by the bash. Okay, as you can see, we successfully switched our shell to another user, Delx, and then we can go to the home directory of this user, and now we can navigate into the SSH directory. We can get out. Of course, if we can get the private key, this would be better because we can get more stable shell. Okay, so now we can copy this private key and create it on the local machine. I can zoom in. Okay, ID, paste in here. Now we can, of course, in order to use this key, we need to change its permission. And now we can specify the private key, and the username is however, this private key is passphrase protected, and we can use SSH to John to convert this private key to the hash. Oh, sorry, we can dex. Okay, then we can use John the Ripper to crack it. It's done because, again, John the Ripper, I have already done that sort of cracking earlier when I did the machine the first time. So we can use John show command or show option to display the password. Yeah, this one. So now we can log in with this private key. We can provide the passphrase. Okay, now we can, go to the home, go to home directory. Maybe we need to make another lateral movement. Okay, so OPT, nothing there. Go to backups, nothing there. www directory, output. So what it's about. We can download this zip file, right? And to download, or we can check whether Python 3 is there. Okay, Python 3. And now we can, I can run. Interesting. Why? So what's the problem? We can use netcat, no problem. We can open up another tab. Maybe we can close up the Burp Suite to save the resource of my Kali Linux. Okay, so now we can set up the listener, output zip, and then we can cat okay, it's done. Unzip output. Oh, just some sort of the website documents. Okay, web documents. Useless. Maybe now we can upload the Nimpier script to the automatic immersion. To do that, we can set up the web server on the Kali Linux, and then we can upload Nimpiers. We need to make it executable, and then we can run it. I think this video will be going on for a bit long time. Please be patient. Of course, this website I mean, this one generate the hash of the bcrypt. The link will be added into the description section below as well, so that you can use this website to do your to do this machine. Okay. Nothing exciting, right? Okay, it's done. Now we can scroll back, scroll up to see whether we can find such suspicious file or vectors, okay, which can help us to make another lateral movement. Capabilities, SUID. Cron job. The local exploit of kernel is not what I want to look for. Readable or relevant search tables, modified other interesting files, interesting writable files owned by me or writable by everyone, not this one. Can you notice? We can copy. So I think we have the current user have permission to access this file or execute. So from the color, we can tell that this may be the executable, the file. So this is the 64-bit executable. We can run it. Oh, we got the root shell, the ID. However, we are forced to go back to the shell of the Dex. Person who wrote me, he says it's wrong. Okay, so who wrote me? I think this user. So maybe next we need to transfer it to the canonics for analysis, right? And to do that, we can sudo, we can copy this name, show password. The listener has started. It's ready. And then we can use the same way to transfer from the target to the canonics. Hit enter. As you can see, we received the data from the target. Maybe I'd like to zoom in the terminal because some guys suggest me doing this way. Okay, so now we can change mode for this file. And so how to analyze such executable? The first command is strings, show, and to see or to print out readable or meaningful data. I think this one We can copy and paste in here. And also, but at this moment, we didn't know what it's used for, okay? And then next we can use the reverse engineering tool or debugging tool. Gidra. Analyze. So go to the functions and the main. As you can see here, this is doing some comparison or matching. So we can note down such information. The first should be the G, and not this one. Second is Q. Okay, Q. Then uppercase S, and then uppercase F, and then uppercase G, and then Q, normal Q, and then uppercase A, and then the uppercase J. So maybe this should be the password for this command or this binary. We can run it again. We paste in here. Oh, sorry, not this one. We can copy. Good luck, buddy. So I think this machine is very difficult. So when I did the machine the first time, I got help from other guys. Okay, actually, you know, this one is the encrypted, and this should be the key, and this is the AES encryption. I've already opened up this website, and you can use this as key and 256 bit, and then you can get the decrypted result. We can copy. Actually, this is the password for the picture, the background picture. We can use stack height, extract, and the background, and we can paste the passphrase. As you can see, we can get the password, and this password is belong to another user. Our authentication failure. Interesting. Can copy. Paste the password again. Authentication failure. So this password is encoded, right? We can use this one. We can paste in here, and then you can get the RT47 root, and you can, this time I think should be the correct password. So hard, this machine. Switch to another user. As you can see, this time it does work. Then we can get the user flag. We can run sudo. As you can see, we can run this command without the password of root user. So we can sudo Blackrose. So we can, as can from the symbol, we know that now we are in. We have already got the root privilege. So can we cat the root flag? However, invalid file read. So it means that this has some sort of the extension control, and I'd like to emphasize again this machine. I think this is the most difficult part for me, and eventually we can. So how to do? I got some helps, and this one can work. We can create the new file, PHP file. We can echo, and we can for example, like JSON, PHP. And now we can run this command again. And then now the home. Oh, not a file, not found. Okay, so I think now, of course, we need to replace the command by the shell. Okay, so let me show you. We can run this one. We can copy. So hard. Blackrose, and then now the home, we can run home, your name, okay, PHP. So unexpected. Okay, I think there's some error in this file. I need to figure it out, and then we'll come back. I think here I need to use double quotes rather than single quotes. Okay, and now we can run this binary again. Home, your name, ID. As you can see, we got the root shell. Now we can navigate to root directory, and then we can cut out the root flag. Okay, so anyway, I have already completed this machine. I hope you can, you can learn a bit, not very much, and this will be, I think this is my hope. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day, please.